Okay, so it's recording. What does y'all start with? F minus 5 equals 4? That's what, or the old one or the new one?
The old one.
Oh, the new one. Does the new one start with that too? Why do they look? Some of them, I guess, didn't change. I may need to remake that one again. This is what yours looks like? I don't know why it didn't change y'all's other one. Okay. Caden, that's what yours looks like too? Okay, making sure I give you the right one. All right. Let's go through it. So on this one, what do you do to solve for F? Add 5. Okay? So you would add 5 to both sides. And what does F equal? 9. Okay? Some of you just would have known 9 minus 5 is 4. Okay? So your answer is 9. Y'all got that one? All right. Next one. What do you do on this one? How do you solve for W? Divide by what number? Divide by 5, because that's over there with the W. So what is 9.5 divided by 5? 1.9. And that's an answer choice. Oops, you can't see it. Right there. 1.9. Everybody's got that one? Yep. Okay. Then the next one, they did this yesterday, Caden, by the way. That's why they've already got these answers. On this one, what do you do to solve for K? Since you're dividing by 5, what's the opposite? Multiply by 5 on both sides. So what is 5 times negative 10? Negative 50. Okay, so remember you just do the opposite every time to solve for your variable. Okay. Then we have, this one looks a little bit different. What do I do to solve for B on this one? Multiply by 3. So this one has a few steps, but if you cover up your variable, what you need to move is dividing by 3. What's the opposite of dividing by 3? Multiply by 3 on both sides. So B minus 3 equals 36. Then what do? You have to solve for B. The opposite of minus 3 is to add 3 to both sides. So B equals 39. Constantly just doing the opposite. Did y'all get that one? Yep. Y'all, if I need to slow down, or just speak up. If you need to write something, you want me to stop for a second? Yep. That was a times 3. I think all these problems are the same. I don't know how in the world I printed the same thing. Okay, is everybody good on that one? All right. Now let's look at number 5. Let me move this a little bit. Okay, this one, we've done this problem several times. This is a little bit different. John and 4 friends are going for pizza. They split a pizza and 5 large drinks. I'm just going to write that down. A pizza and 5 drinks. Is everybody okay with that? That stands for pizza. That stands for 5 drinks. The pizza costs $12.50. So I can erase the pizza and put what? $12.50. Since I already knew that cost. Okay? So my pizza and 5 drinks. And what is the total right here? The total is $20.75. Is everybody okay with how I set that up? Pizza and 5 drinks is going to cost that much. So how do I solve for D? We're going to solve for drink. So I'm going to move 1250. What do I do with it? Subtract. We can't add it because if I add it, it's just going to get a bigger number. But what happens if I subtract it? Well, it goes away. That's what I want. So I'm going to subtract 1250 over here. So I'll just bring that down. 5 drinks is going to cost, what's 2075 minus 1250? Is that 825? Yep, 825. So then how would I decide or figure out how much each drink costs?
Divide.
Yeah, divide it by 5. So divide both sides by 5. What is 825 divided by 5?
1.65.
$1.65. That's how much each drink costs. Is everybody good? Did y'all get that one? Yeah, maybe. Can I erase? Anybody writing? Nobody's writing. Okay. Okay. Number 6. Okay, this one is where it changes just a little bit. What do y'all notice happens with the x's? There's not just one, but how many of them are there? 2. I have x's over here and x's over here. So we need to combine them. So pick one to move. Somebody tell me, do you want to move the 3x or the 2x?
2x.
The 2x. Okay, since it says minus 2x, how do I move it? Plus 2x. We're going to move it over here. Everybody good with that? So that goes away. That's what I want. What is negative 3 plus 2?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Y'all can put the negative 1 if you want to. Okay, you can put the 1. And then I'll just bring, so I did that, minus 2 down, bring down my equals, bring down my negative 3. Is everybody okay with that? Now, what's over there with the x is that minus 2. What's the opposite of minus 2? Plus 2. So we're just moving things around. This is the tricky part. Negative x equals negative 1. What's wrong with that?
Negative variable.
Yeah, there's a negative with the variable. I need x. Just an x, no negative. So think of it 2 ways. The way I do it, I'm just going to change it to the opposite. If I change that to the opposite, what do I do to that? Change it to the opposite. Okay, or some of you, y'all like to do it this way. Divide by negative 1. So x equals 1. Either way, it's the same thing. Okay.
For the 8.
I don't know. Number 6, yeah, is A. Okay. All right, everybody good with the first page? Yes? Caden, have y'all done this already? Yeah. Do you know what y'all were learning? What you were working on yet? You don't remember? Okay. Anybody still writing that? No? Okay. All right, then the next thing. Number 7. Let me cover this up. All right, it says, I think I ended up, I don't know if I've made this test yet, but I think I'm going to put this one on there. It's talking about the area of a triangle. So first let me write that down. What is the area of a triangle? It's 1/2 base times height. Okay? 1/2 base times height. What does it tell me that the area is? Instead of writing A, I write what? 64. So I'm just going to plug that in. And it tells me that the base, I can't see it. What does it tell me that the base is? 16. 1/2, I think I did this one yesterday. And I'm looking for H. Okay? So the easiest thing to do so right now is, what's half of 16? 8. So I have 64 equals 8 times H. Okay, I just took these two numbers and multiplied them. Okay? Half of 16 is 8. Then what do? You what? Divide by 8. Divide both sides by 8. And we get The height is 8 kilometers. Everybody good with that one? Anybody copying? Y'all might have that one from yesterday. Okay. Then the next one, let's see. This one I think is also on there. A flock of geese migrated 979 miles in 24 days. They want to know how many miles is that in one day. You just divide. Remember that was that whole unit thing? 979 miles in 24 days. So if you divide the numbers, it'll tell you the average rate in one day. So what is 979 divided by 24? I have no idea.
It's like a decimal number or something.
Okay, let's see. 979 divided by 24. Yeah, they get 40.7. So which answer would that be?
41.
41. It's going to be 41 miles per day. Okay. Then I've got, or everybody got that? Yeah, okay. This one says feet to inches. All right, if I have 144 feet and I need to go to inches. So the way I do mine, 144 feet, and I'm trying to go to inches. How many inches is in a foot?
12.
So it's 12 inches in 1 foot. So you multiply. And another way to think of it, if you're going from feet to inches, you should get a bigger number. If you're going from inches to feet, you would get a smaller number. Well, what is 144 times 12? I don't know that. B, 1728. So 1,728 inches. And it'll be very similar. I think there's one like that on the test. I think it's feet to inches, I believe. Did y'all know that one? Yeah. Just don't divide on that one. Because think, how much is 12 inches? 1 foot? That's not 144, right? So you could have eliminated A. Okay. Number 10. How do you solve this one? Cross multiply. So you would do 23 times 48, and that is 1,104. Everybody good with that? And then 8 times D, how do I write that? 8D. There you go. Now what do you solve? What do you do to solve for D? Divide both sides by 8. Divide by 8. And what do you get? What is D?
138.
Yep, 138. Questions on that one? Nope, we got it? Okay. I can erase. Okay, number 11. We're flying through this, y'all. Okay, this one's on there. So this one we set up a proportion. It'll look just like number 10 did. Okay, we're just going to set it up just like number 10. So it says that a tree casts the shadow 10 feet. Shows me that picture. And then a boy standing next to the tree casts a shadow that's 2.5 feet. I can't see what it says. It says if the boy is 5 feet tall. So let me write that right here. The boy is 5 feet tall. How tall is the tree? Is everybody good with that? I don't know it, so I'll put X. Now we can set up a proportion. Tons of different ways to do this. I'll say X over 5. What would come next if I go in that order? If I went from tree to the boy, what would I do next? 10 over 2.5. As long as you're consistent to set up a proportion. Another way you could have done it, you could have put 2.5 over 5. How would I have to set up my next one? If I went from the shadow to the height, what would I do for the next one? 10 over X. Do y'all understand that? Does anybody not understand setting it up? Just be consistent with how you pick a number, start at a number, and then just put it with another one. Okay, and it doesn't matter how you did it, as long as you're consistent, you'll get the same answer. Watch, what's 2.5 times x? Well, I'll just write that, 2.5x. What is 5 times 10? 50. Then what do? Yep, divide by 2.5. And what's 50 divided by 2.5? Is that 20? Oops, I put the wrong number. 2.5. 20. So x is 20. If I did this one, y'all, we would get the same thing. 2.5x equals 50. See, it says the same thing. I would get x is 20. Any question on how to set it up? No, everybody's got that? Okay. So x is 20, that one was D. I can give y'all all the answers in just a little bit too, in case you missed any. All right. Number 11, now number 12. I don't think this one's on there, but we'll go through it. Okay, the map has the scale. I'm just going to write it out. 1 centimeter and then 21.5 kilometers. Okay. Is everybody good with that? So this is the same thing. If the next thing they give me is centimeters, where does it go, in the top or the bottom? Well, centimeters is in the top. So I would put 6.2 over x. Okay? You just have to set them up the same way. So what's 1 times x? 1x, there we go. What is 6.2 times 21.5? That is 133.3. There you go. It's B. Oh, and Caden, if you don't have a calculator, there's some in that top pocket that you can borrow. So, everybody's good with that one? Again, I don't think that one's on there. If you got the new study guide, I think it'll kind of, I don't know, it'll show you what's on there. But I think there's 27 on that study guide I gave y'all today, but I think I'm going to take 2 off there. So, okay. Next, number 13. Let me zoom out so I can read it. It says, Manny and Emma are competing in the long jump competition. Manny can jump 2/3 of the distance that Emma can jump. Manny can jump 14 inches. How far can Emma jump? Best way, or the way that I would do this, Manny jumps 2/3 Emma. Does everybody understand that? That's how many, I don't know, maybe y'all did this a different way. So, but instead of M, for Manny, how many did they jump? Or what is it? The long jump, 14 inches. Not how many, but, okay, that distance. All right, 14 equals 2/3 E. How do you solve for Emma? For how far she can jump? What is the long jump? Does anybody know what that is? I thought that's where, like,
When you jump out.
jump out. I mean, 14 inches? Is that terrible?
It's like 2 rulers.
No, it's like barely over a ruler. Okay, anyway, it just doesn't make sense. Surely somebody could jump further than that. Okay, anyway, so how would you solve for how far Emma can jump? What would you do? Multiply by what? How do you move a fraction? The reciprocal, you flip it. You would multiply by 3/2 times 3/2. So let's see how far Emma can jump. They may need to change their sport. Did y'all get 21? 21 inches.
Is that good thing?
I think that's terrible. I mean, surely I could just hop that far, you know?
What do you get?
You just run and then you jump, right? I mean, I think I could just hop that far. They need to change sports. Okay, it's C. Or they need to change these problems because they don't make sense. Is everybody good with that one? Maybe, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see. Here we go with some more solving equations. All right, how do you solve this one for x? It just has decimals. So how do we solve for x? What number do I move first?
4.2.
4.2. How do I move it?
Subtract it.
Yep, do the opposite. I'm going to move it over here. So I get 1.8x equals what? Was it 9? Yeah? Then what do I do?
Divide.
Divide by 1.8. And what is 9 divided by 1.8?
6.
I'm going to trust you on that.
It's 5.
I got 5. Okay. I'm not going to trust Jackson anymore. Sorry, Jackson. Okay, it's 5. There's answer choices. Is 6 an answer choice? Oh, it was. So that would have been confusing. Yeah, it is 5.
You got 4 answers.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I thought it said 2.
All right, is everybody good? Yep, okay. The next one, I'll erase that in a second. All right, this one had a little trick to it. I can't remember if it's on the test or not. How do you solve for D? I have to move plus 6, right? So how do I move it?
Subtract.
Subtract 6. So 10 equals negative D. What's wrong with that? Same thing as before.
Yeah, there's a negative.
Yeah, you have to change the negative. If I change that, what do I do with this?
Turn it to a negative.
Yeah, change it. If you want to think of it a different way, divide them both by -1. And you would get this. Same thing. Okay? Just depends on how your mind works, what's easier to think. Are we good? Yeah? Oh, do you want to erase? Hope so. You can go back and watch it if you need to. Yep. Okay, number 16. I think this one's on there. What do you do to solve this? What's your first step? Add 8. So I think I did this one yesterday. I will add 8 to both sides. So 6/7 x equals, what's 7 plus 8? 15. Now, same thing as before. What do you do when there's a fraction over there? Yeah, you're going to flip it. Multiply by 7/6. Multiply by 7/6. And you just type that in your calculator. 15 times 7 divided by 6. I'll just type it. 15 times 7 divided by 6. 17.5. Kaden, did you use your calculator? Before you came here, did you use your calculator? What did you use this kind? Oh, you did? Okay. I didn't know if you needed to try it out today and get used to it. All right. Next one. Are we good? I think some are still writing. I'll give y'all a second. Y'all, if I need to go back and change the extra study guide, I think I can pull up and change the numbers. Oh, they had it as fractions, not decimals. Anyway, it was A. 17.5 is 17.5. Okay, this one, I'll do it, but I think I kept all these off there, but I will do this one. The other one that's similar, I'm not going to do. We'll skip it. Okay. See how there's all these D's? Let's combine them. And they're all on the same side. So I just combine exactly like it says. So like in my calculator, I would do 5. What does that say? -1. Then what? +2 -2. Does everybody understand that? I just combine my terms. So 5 minus 1, that's 4. +2 is 6. -2 is back to 4. Does everybody get 4D? So I'm going to put 4D plus 4 equals 0. Everybody okay with that one? Now how do we solve? I got to move both 4s. Which one do I move first? The one that's not with D. So that would be what? Subtract 4. Subtract 4. You can subtract 4 from 0. So 4D equals -4. Then what do you do? Divide by 4. divided by 4, and D is -1. There we go. Did y'all get that one? No? No? I don't think I have that one on there. Let me see. I'm looking at y'all's other study guide. No.
Can I take a picture of that for you?
Yeah. Okay, next one. This one is going to be on there. There is one like 18. Okay. So for this one, what do I combine? -6y and 4y, right? What is -6y plus 4y?
2.
And so it's -2y. I'll bring everything else down. The plus 14 and the 32. Then what do I do?
So just subtract 2.
Subtract 14. So -2y equals, what is that? 18? Then what? Divide by -2. So y equals -9. That's your answer on that. There is one like that.
What was number 17?
Number 17, was that B? Hold on, let me see. It was B.
I got that.
Okay. Y'all still writing that one?
18 was C.
18C. Yeah, and I'll put this whole, look, here's this. If you missed, did anybody miss any? No? Everybody's got all these? Okay. I can put it back up there if I need to. All right, so we're done through 18. 19, there is one like this. This one's kind of confusing. All right, number 19. I've got all these fractions, which makes things kind of difficult. So you can get rid of a fraction if you multiply by that denominator. What's the denominator? 5, the number in the bottom. So if I multiply the entire thing by 5, and you can do that, all those 5's in the denominator go away. So watch. I'll just cover that up. I'm going to multiply times 5, everything. Okay? So what happens with this one? Don't the 5's cancel out? And so I'd be left with 2p. Does everybody understand why on that? Because if you multiplied, what's 5 times 2? And what's 10 divided by 5? 2. Okay? So what happens is the 5's cancel out. So on this one as well, the 5's are going to cancel out, and what number's left? 47. There is nothing to cancel out over here, so what's 5 times 9? 45. Is everybody okay with that? I multiplied 5 by each one of those things, and that's what I would get. Okay? 2p, 47, 45. Does everybody understand why the 5's canceled out? Maybe, yes, no? Okay. Then what do you do to solve? Yep, subtract 47 from both sides. So 2p equals -2. Then what do we do? Divide by 2. So p equals -1. That's your answer on that one. Let's see. I think this one's going to be on there. Looks like it. There's one like it on this sheet. Okay. Now erase. Yep. What do you do when there's a number outside of parentheses? Multiply. So what is 2 times h? 2h. 2 times 2, 4. Now I'll bring everything else down. Everybody good with that? Now over here, can I combine anything? I can. I have 2h minus h. What is that? What is 2h minus an h? 1h. 2h minus 1h is 1. 1h. So h plus 4 equals h plus 4. You should notice something. But let's go ahead and combine your h's. I'll move this one. How do I move it? If I add it, it would give me an extra one. If I subtract it, it'll move it over here. So it says 4 equals 4. All my variables can cancel out. So what answer is that?
A.
That is,
D.
it's actually B. It's infinitely many solutions. That means it doesn't matter what number I plug in, it's going to work. 4 equals 4, it's always going to work. When would it be no solution? If it said like 2 equals 4.
Or this.
Okay? If it says 2 equals 4, that's no solution. Okay? But this means infinitely many. Every number, I can plug in any number for h, and that's going to happen. It'll be equal. Okay? Everybody's got that one?
21 same as number 10.
Huh?
21 same as number 10.
Oh, yeah, and I don't think I'm going to do this one because I don't think it's on there. So I think I'm not going to do that one. There was another one I wasn't going to do too.
22.
No, I'm not doing 23. I'll do 22. I don't think it's on there. I am going to do 22, but I'm not going to do 23. Does everybody have this last one that I did? Yeah? Okay. But 21, I don't think it's on there. I'll make sure. But here's 22. What do you do when there's a number outside parentheses? Multiply. What's 5 times 10x? 50x. What's 5 times 10? 50. And I'm putting a minus sign, right? Equals, what's negative 5 times negative 4x? Positive. Negative times a negative. What is negative 5 times 4? Negative 20. So I put minus 20. Everybody okay with that? Now I have variables in two spots, so I've got to move one. Which one do y'all want to move? 20. I would too. So do I add or subtract it? Subtract 20x from both sides. So 30x minus 50 equals negative 20. Then what? Add 50 to both sides. So 30x equals 30. Then what? Divide by 30. And x is 1. I have a wrong one. Everybody good with that one? Alright, let's see. I said I'd skip 23. Alright, then I'll get to 24. Is anybody still writing that down? No? Okay. Alright. 24. What do you do on this one? When it's a proportion like this, we cross multiply. So I'll do the 4, and it goes with both of those things. Don't forget that. That's the most common mistake. It's not just 4 times x, or it's not just 4 times 8. It's 4 times all of that. So 4x minus what? 32? Am I good with that? Yeah? And then equals what goes on the other side. What's 5 times 2? 10. Okay? And there is one like this on there. Then what do you do?
Go ahead.
Add 32. Add 32. So we get 4x equals 42. Then what? Divide by 4. And what did y'all get for that? I got it. What is that? What did y'all get?
It's like
10.5?
yeah. Well,
I don't know.
it's a fraction.
Oh, 21 over 2. Yeah. If you just if you put it in your calculator and press math enter, it would give you 21 over 2, which I think is simple. Okay. But they did it as a fraction. Questions on that one? Anybody need me to show you how to do it on your calculator? No. Like if I just did 42 divided by 4, math enter, it would give me C. Okay, let's see. Are we almost getting there? Okay, I think both of these next ones are on there. Anybody still copying? Nope. Okay. 25 and 26. Okay, 25, we had that formula. Do y'all remember it? Do y'all remember the formula? Yeah, it's I equals PRT. Interest, and this is a basic formula. If you get to business math, there's different formulas and stuff. Interest equals principal times rate times time. And you just plug in the numbers. You just have to know what in the world is principal. That's your starting amount. Like however much you start with. What is it telling us we start with? 600. So I'm going to find my interest. So my principal is 600. My rate, I can't see it. What does it say your rate is? 1.5? So that's the confusing part of this problem. What is 1.5%? Like if I change that over here, what is that going to become? I can't plug in 1.5. I have to move that decimal 2 places. It's 0.015. Does everybody know where that came from? You can't use a percent in your formula. You have to divide that number by 100. And that's the number you can use. Okay? Then what's my time? 6. So see, it gives you all 3 numbers. It'll be the same on your test. Okay? It'll give you principal. It'll give you rate. You just have to change it. And it'll give you the time. And guess what you can do with that? Plug it all in your calculator. 600 times 0.015 times 6. And what is that? What is your interest going to be? 54. And y'all think about this. In 6 years, if you start with $600, in 6 years, do you think you're going to make $3,000 off of $600? No, that would never happen. If it did, everybody would be investing money. Okay, that doesn't happen. It's going to be a small amount. All right. Number 26, this one's on there. So you have something and it costs $70 normally, but it's 60% off.
You got to put 60.
So yeah, again, you have to divide that by 100. So you're going to take that and multiply it by 0.60. That's going to tell me how much 60% off of it is. What is 70 times 0.60? Wasn't it $42? Now, that is my discount. How do I find my price? Yeah, I will take $70 and subtract that discount, and it would be $28. My new price is $28. So don't forget there's 2 steps on that one, okay? You have to find the 60%, and then you have to subtract it. Is everybody okay with that one? Yeah? Okay, let's see what's my other. Should have a few left. Can I erase? Yep, good. All right, let's see. What percent of 60? Oh, wait, no, I skipped some. Sorry. All right, what do I do on number 1 up here? Yeah, subtract 3 from both sides. But you could use mental math if you wanted to. So G equals what's 5 minus 3? 2. What do I do on this one?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Multiply by 2, and P equals 4.
4?
Yeah, because 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay? So remember, you're just moving things around. Subtract 3. What's the opposite of dividing? Multiply by 2. Always do the opposite when you're moving. Okay, this one, It's worded confusing, but the way I want you to think of it, it says, what percent of 60 is 42? Pretend you got a 42 out of 60 on your test, okay? And you want to find the percent. You would take 42 and divide it by 60. Now, it's going to give you a weird answer. What does that give you? What's 42 divided by 60? We don't know.
I don't have later.
42 divided by 60.
0.7.
0.7. Okay. So,
That's
that's weird. You're not going to get a 0.7%. What do you do with that?
You're gonna add zeros.
You're going to move it 2 places to the right, or just multiply by 100.
That's a 70?
That's a 70%.
42 out of 60, 70?
Yep. If you got 42 problems out of 60 right, that would be a 70%. Okay?
That was easy.
Everybody's good with that?
It must be fun.
Okay, you got me freaking out. I don't know what you've learned, so just don't worry about it. It's just a practice day. And I normally don't stand up here and teach the whole class. Just when we prepare for a test, I do. Okay. So we've got car A, B, and C. So car A is going 180 miles per 7 hours. Okay. What's car B doing? 350 miles in 4 hours. And then car C is 584 miles in, I can't see it, 15 hours. Okay, so which one's going the fastest?
Car B.
So you just divide it and see. What is 180 divided by 7?
Like 28. No,
180 divided by 7.
that's B.
It's 25.7.
Ooh, that's close, actually.
That's 25.7 miles an hour. That's slow.
Slow, very slow.
Yeah, okay. 350 divided by 4. Okay, wow. That's 87.5
Two.
miles per hour.
He's going fast.
At 584 divided by 15, that's 38.9
So slow. That's very
miles
slow.
per hour. Okay, so which one's going the fastest?
B.
Clearly car B.
Clear.
Okay, you just divide them and see. All right, what do you do on number 3?
I have no idea.
Number outside parentheses, what do you do with it?
Oh, multiply.
Multiply. What's 4 times y?
4,
4y.
I got that.
What's 4 times 3?
12.
12 equals 32. What do you do with that 12? Subtract it from both sides. So 4y equals 20.
Oh, I got it right.
Then what do? Divide by 4, and y equals
Where is that?
5.
I got it right, but I don't know how that. Late to my phone.
Okay. Almost done. Good thing, because class is almost done. How many do I have left?
3.
Okay. I'm going to skip number 4 because we've done several of those. I'm going to skip number 5.
Thank you.
I am going to do number 6,
Miss Amanda, you don't have to.
but that one's on there.
Oh, it is?
Well, we've only got like 7 minutes, and so I'm just ready to finish this up. Okay, so I'm going to set them up. What do you say?
Is number 5 going to be in this?
Number 5, I do not think so,
You
no.
just said number.
I don't think so. I'm looking and I don't even see it on the practice test I made y'all, which is identical. If you want me to change the numbers,
Are
let
the
me
numbers the
know.
same for the test?
Huh?
Are the numbers the same for the test?
No. I just forgot to press the button, I guess, to recalculate. If you decide you want a different one, let me know and I can print it.
When we took the quiz, I think some of the numbers were the same.
Good. I think I gave you the quiz. Yeah, it would have been. Didn't I just give you the quiz back?
Wait, you have that?
And you fixed it. So it was the same.
You have that? It's the same quiz.
It was the same. Yeah. I didn't change that one.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're doing that.
Okay. All right. If I set this up, what number do y'all want me to start with?
17.
Okay. And what do you want to put it with?
8.
Okay. So now I have to be consistent. He says, all right, he's going to do the long side over 8. So what do I do on the other one?
X over 2.
X over 2. That works. As long as you stay consistent, it doesn't matter how you match. You just got to match it. Okay? You could have done 17 with X and then 8 over 2. That would have been fine. Okay, what is 17 times 2? We cross multiply 34. And then 8 times x.
8x.
Okay? Then what do you do to solve? Divide both sides by 8.
So 1.
Mess that up. Divide that by 8.
What is that?
What is, I have no idea.
4.25.
4.25. Okay.
Is the answer?
Is that it?
Are you sure?
Hold on. 34 divided by 8. It is 4.25. What number is this? Oh, it's because I'm not looking at, yeah, it's 4.25. I was looking for answers. They're on the next sheet. It is 4.25. Jackson's just got me second guessing you.
Savannah.
Okay. Everybody good with that one? Yeah. Let's see. I don't think that the next one's on there. Is it? Oh wait, it might be. It might be. It might be. So let's just go over it. I'm not sure. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna do these last. This is the last two. We got time. Barely.
Plenty of time.
No, barely. No. All right. If this is your meal, and then you need to find an 11% tip. Okay, that's kind of a small tip. How would you find that? You would multiply it by not 11, but what? 0.11. Remember, you have to change it to a decimal. Divide it by 100. So what is that? What is 9504 times 0.11? 95.04 times 0.11. It's $10.45. Is everybody okay with that? Now, here's the thing. That's not your total cost of the meal. That was your tip. So how do you find your total? Yeah, you'll take the cost of the meal and add the tip. So I'm going to do 95.04 plus 10.45, and I get that the total cost is 105.49. That's how you find it. Okay. Now it's really great because at the bottom they'll give you recommendations for the tip. Do y'all see that on your bill? Next time your parents get a bill at a restaurant, you should look. It'll be like if you want to give them 18%, it'll tell you how much. If you want to do a 20%, it tells you how much. So you can pick. All right, last one. How do you solve this? Cross multiply again. 14t. What is 84 times 6? 504. Then what do you do to solve? Divide by 14. And t equals 36. I tell you what we're going to do tomorrow.
I got 83.
What? You got what?
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, that one is 36. Tomorrow we probably will have like 20 minutes in here. I'll just tell you which ones are on the test. Does that sound good? Then Thursday you'll take it. Everybody good with that? Hope so. And thank y'all for bearing with me. That was a long class today.